Hello and welcome to Drive Facebook Live. I'm Tony Whistler, and this is my good friend Carla Weiss. How are
Hello,
things going,
Tony.
Carla?
Good. How's it going with you, Tony?
Going great.
Awesome.
We have a great guest today on the show. We
Yes,
have Jim Krell of KO Auto in Ronan, Montana. Now, Jim also happens to be one of your clients, correct?
that's right.
So this should be a very great show. How's it going, Jim?
Oh, good. How are you guys today?
We are really good.
Good,
Good.
good. Glad to be here.
I guess I should
Good.
speak for myself. I'm really good.
I'm good too.
Very nice. I assumed you were, but I didn't want to speak for you.
Thank
Um,
you.
so Jim, tell us a little bit about you, your shop, your community, and a little bit about your relationship with Drive. We'd love to hear about it.
Okay. Well, like you guys introduced me, I'm Jim Krell. I own a shop in western Montana, kind of northwest of Missoula, going towards Glacier Park. And I've had the shop here for going on 33 years now. And, I started out with a partner, and then about 10 years into it, I bought out my partner and moved over and built a new location because we were leasing. So I have my own location and everything now that I own and stuff. And enjoy the outdoors, doing things. This is an actual photo in our area in my background behind me. So,
Love it.
have lots of space to move around in, and I've been with Drive about 13 years now, and it has changed my life, to be honest with you, in so many ways that it's hard to even think of them all, and I think one thing that I can think of that really touches me the most is I've had employees that have been with me for a while that says, the training and stuff they've done with Drive and the way we've changed our structure of our business has changed their lives for the better. And that's when you hear that from your employees, it's really a good heartfelt thing.
Oh, that's great.
Definitely. Hey, you have some friends watching. We have Kevin Reichelt. He says hi, and Brittany Hempel from Lake Elsinore.
Hi
Brittany's
guys.
great. Brittany's great.
And that's another thing right there. Being part of Drive, you have people all over the place that It's like when I travel now, I do a lot of bike riding and riding across the country, and I like to drive. So I've traveled, and it's just crazy when you start thinking about it. Oh, I know somebody in that area, or I know somebody here. If we have a problem, I know somebody I can call. And sometimes I'll cruise up on my motorbike and probably on the weekend or something, and they're not even open. So I'll snap a picture of my motorbike in front of their shop and send it to them. And
Nice. Yeah, it's a huge community all across the country that we can all rely on, and I think that's one of the greatest things about the Drive community is we rely on each other.
right, it's
But
great
speaking
resources.
of sorry, what was that?
I said it's great resources.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dennis
Speaking of
Goodhue is also watching over,
very
Yeah, he
nice.
has a picture
checking
of
you.
my bike in front of his shop in Colorado. So
Very good. So speaking of your motorbike, are you really going to take a trip on your motorcycle all the way from Montana to Alaska?
yeah, we're leaving on July 23rd, and there's three of us riding motorbikes, and we'll be gone for 3 weeks. And it's all, the bun on the seat time. There's no trailering bikes or anything like that, so we're gonna spend the time on the bike and make the trip the whole way. So,
That is amazing. Who all's going?
oh, my son's going with me, and then a friend of mine, and then we do have one other guy that's driving a truck, pulling a camper, but there's no way to haul bikes because it's all trucks filled up and everything with the camper and all that. So that's real nice. So we can just stop whenever we want and don't have to have any deadlines. And so,
Oh, that's great. Now, but I'm finding it like difficult to believe that you could actually do that because you're a small business owner in America, and how can you possibly take 3 weeks off if when you're running a small business in America? How does that work?
Well, it actually works because of the training that I've received from Drive and the
Mhm.
training that my employees have gone through. A lot of my, the manager service advisors, they do a lot of online training and, having key people, and that allows you to be able to do that. And, that's key people and building the facility for them and, building a facility that people want to work in and that they're proud of too. And, that draws customers. It also draws employees, having that culture. And, it's just, around here, it's customers and employees are the first, that's the thing. And then we give them the facility and the tools to do the job that we all expect. And that's how it's allowed. And actually, last summer, we were doing this bike trip. And the second day into it, I had a stroke. So
Mm.
Oh,
when we
no.
turned around and came back, granted, I went through the Canadian medical facilities and got transferred back to the US to the hospital and stuff. So I was actually gone almost 6 to 7 weeks for that deal,
Wow.
because I was very lucky with my stroke, everything's pretty much back to normal. But still, I spent a lot of time at home just sleeping. And, I couldn't just get up from it and come right back to work. So, and the door's still on the building. It didn't fall off. So everybody did good and stepped up.
That's
That's
wonderful.
awesome.
And
That's
I'm glad
awesome.
you're feeling better, my friend.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So,
So I would
awesome.
call that a true stage 4. If you can leave for 3 or 4 weeks at a time, or you can convalesce, and the shop is still running, that's an operational shop. And I'm pretty proud of. I'm always happy to hear from our clients who are truly running an operational shop. I just love it.
and it's my employees. That's what's made that, but
Mhm.
we have to give them the training and give them the guidelines and, put everything in place for them to succeed and then get out of the way and let them run it.
Mhm.
That's probably the hardest thing is, to just step aside and let them run it, because
Yeah.
nobody's going to do it like you would do it, and you got to just put that aside. And as long as they're achieving the end result and getting where we need to be and everything's in line, let them do it. So
Wonderful.
Very
It's like
true.
turning the keys to the Lamborghini over to your teenager.
yeah.
Hard. If you don't want to drive, you got to do it at some point.
Yeah, that's right. So
So you have two more people. Adam Jadowitz is also watching in Lake Elsinore, and Ron Parrish is watching.
okay, hi guys.
It's awesome. So
Hi,
I just have to say
everybody.
one. I have to say one little quick thing. I was in California a couple of weeks ago, going to a close friend of mine's wedding, and I think we drove within maybe 10 miles of your shop, but we did not have time to stop. That's to Adam and to Brittany. I was on Interstate 15 and I was driving and I really wanted to drop by, but it was a Saturday anyway, so I knew you wouldn't be there.
Is that a confession? You're confessing?
I'm confessing to be in Riverside County. Yeah.
Adam was probably diving somewhere anyway, so he was probably not there.
Yeah. Well, it was Saturday. So, I mean, if it had been a Friday, I may have really tried to pull it off, but
Yeah.
it was a Saturday and I knew they were closed. So I wasn't going to go by there and take a picture of myself in front of their shop. But anyway.
So for
So,
those who haven't been to Montana, Montana is beautiful. I mean,
mhm.
there's a reason why it's called, the Big Sky State, because it's just amazing. It's like I used to see the photographs in calendars, and I would think like, oh yeah, that's like whatever, fake, whatever. But when you go
Photoshopped.
to Montana, you go, oh, that's where they took that picture. Oh, and that's where they took that picture. It's actually quite amazing place.
Yeah, it's a little bit of wide open compared to downtown LA, that's for sure. So
Slightly.
That's for Carla. Absolutely. Now, so what's the weather like right now?
oh, it's nice right now. It's been a little cooler spring and damp more than we like, but it's all right. One thing about Montana, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes because it'll probably going to change. So
Mhm.
that's kind of how it is here. It's been clear sky all morning and now it's clouding up and supposed to rain this afternoon. So, but
Well, there you go.
we're in 55 right now or so, 60 or something. So it's been a little cooler spring. But
So what's the community like where you're at? Is it a really large town? Is it a very small city?
oh, well, we pull from a big area. We're real rural. The little town I'm in is about 1,900 people, and we pull from a bigger area. We're on a reservation. It's a very wealthy reservation, and Carla actually asked me yesterday what size it was, and I went and jumped on Google, and it's 1.3 million acres is the size of the reservation. And, we have lakes and stuff. And so we have people that travel quite a ways. Matter of fact, right now we have a customer that drove 95 miles to come to us for work. We have competition. There's dealers. There's a lot of small shops around and stuff. But, I mean, you still drive down the road and wave at people, that type of thing. And
Love it.
so, it's really it's a tight knit little place, and if something's going wrong, people will come and help. They're not going to just drive by. They're going to be there for you and offer assistance any way they can, and we do a lot of PR and stuff like that out in the community and stuff like that. And, it's just a small area,
That's great.
95 miles. So the customer coming 95 miles. That's saying something, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
well,
Yeah.
because it's difficult to get a car to a shop if the car's not running or not running well or something's wrong with it. It's like that. So the idea that you would drive 95 miles to an automobile repair shop I think it speaks to customer service. It absolutely must.
Yeah.
It must. They just go, yeah, I'm going to if I'm taking my car an hour and a half, an hour and a half drive or whatever it's going to be.
Right.
And, so that's really
Just
good.
comes back to take care of the customer,
Yep.
take care of your employees so they take care of the customer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So
we
you said you
have,
do some PR campaign stuff. What you got? Want to tell us a little bit about some cool stuff you're doing with public relations and within the community? I'd love to hear about something that you're doing.
We not running one right this year, but we've done the Wheels to Prosper, the car giveaway type of thing, stuff like that. We donate we have a little circle racetrack stock car type racing. We donate to that. We donate to a lot of organizations, and we have a couple 3-on-3s basketball tournaments in the summer, so we help sponsor those. Just being out there, actually going to the fairs and stuff like that. We donate water bottles that have our logo on it for the fair, for the concession stands that they actually sell. So they raise money, but we donate it to them, and just all those types of things, being involved. And, we've done some outside sales stuff. We've just started with that. And, it's like, one time Carlene was visiting somebody and they're like, well, would you mind serving dinner at the ag dinner? They do an ag appreciation dinner in the spring. And so all the farmers or ranchers around, so you wear all your logo stuff and we go and help serve dinner for that, just be involved. It doesn't have to be anything huge, the 4th of July parade, put a float in there and throw candy out and, just stuff like that. So.
Love it. Do you have a float this year?
Nice.
What's that?
Do you have a float this year for 4th of
Yeah,
July?
we will. Yeah, it's not extravagant. It's not like the Rose Bowl parade floats or anything like that. So, but we just have fun with it, and my wife likes doing that type of thing, so she heads that up, and I'm just like, okay, what do we need to do next? So,
Wonderful.
That's cool. We have a couple more people. Abraham Herrera is watching and Mark Graham is watching.
Yeah, Mobile Mark.
Mobile
Hi,
Mark.
guys. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I think it's about time for a commercial break.
Already. Wow.
Yeah.
That
What do
came
you think?
fast.
It did go
That came
fast.
so fast. All right, we have lots to talk about in the commercial break. First of all, we have our expo, which is going to be September 24 to 26. I always mess up my finger, so there. And we also have we have 4 workshops ahead of that, the 2 days before. So those of you who like live workshops, this is your chance. So, but the expo is the 24 to the 26. I should learn, huh? By now,
Yep.
I should know where to point the finger. All right. Then we have a wonderful webinar coming on July 15th, and it's going to be with David Saline and Jim Saley, and it's the workflow that works. So that's all about workflow and processes and how to actually organize your shop to make lots of profit. And that's again July 15 at 10 a.m. Standard Pacific Standard Time or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're that far east.
Very cool.
And any time in between. Okay.
Very
So
nice.
Jim Saley has done a lot of inspections, so he has a lot of knowledge and experience of all the things that are right and wrong with an inspection. So yeah, perfect person to do that. And then next Friday, we're going to have Chris Bollinger. I always mess that last name, but Bollinger with us. And she's going to be talking about what kind of leader you need, the right leader for your shop. And she's very good at handling situations with employees and training employees to get results. So next week, here, not here, here. All right, that's it. Over
Awesome.
back to you, Tony.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. We have a lot of stuff going on, so that's going to be great. And you are going to the expo, right, Jim?
Yep, yep. Very excited. I very, very rarely miss one of those. There's so much knowledge that it's exchanged and ideas that come up there is phenomenal. So,
Yeah. So you did make it last year, right?
yep, yep.
Any fun stuff you want to tell the world about that happened at the expo to try to entice people to come?
Well, there's
You know,
always new stuff, and there's always learning, of course, with the classes and stuff and everything. But, we did throw out there a little teaser last year with the software, our SMS system that we've been developing and stuff. And you'll be excited to see a lot of updates and stuff on that to see how it's progressed over the last year. And, I've actually been, I guess time has gone by. So it's been 13 months that I've been using it, running it in my shop and stuff. And, so it's exciting. It was exciting because of Drive that I got involved with that. I work with that a lot. I do meetings every day with, development teams and stuff like that. So it's been a great learning experience, and, I mean, when I heard the idea, I was the first one stepping up saying, hey, I want to be involved in that,
yeah.
and before joining Drive, that would have not have been me. I was the guy that would always sit in the back of the room and hope the heck they don't ever call on me. And, so it actually kind of shocked me when I just like jumped up and, hey, I want to be involved in this. I went right to Bill and said, hey, I'm on board with this. I want to be involved. And I was like, what the heck am I doing? And, so that's kind of brings me back to, things that I've learned with being with Drive is you can do anything you want to do. The only person that's stopping you from doing that is yourself.
Mm.
And, and once we get past that, we can set higher goals. We can push people to bring them along with you to achieve more. And, it's, just when you're pointing the finger at somebody else, there's three fingers pointing back at you. And that's a reason, because either they're not doing the job right because you haven't trained them or give them the freedom to do their job, or you're just not letting go. And you're the three fingers is the reason it's not happening. There's something you're missing. And once you get over that, you can achieve anything you want. And that's helped in so many areas other than being in my shop and running my shop. It's huge for the shop, but it's life changing. Everything at home with your relationship and stuff like that. And it even helped. I officiated high school and a little bit of college basketball. I refereed for 29 years, and it even made a difference in that,
Hmm.
handling not customers, but upset coaches and dealing with the kids and stuff. It's just about making you in the right, I don't know, the right area where you can just handle anything and know there's not a situation that you can't deal with and work through it. And it's also nice to have the support from Carla, as she's my coach and stuff. So, it doesn't matter what I need, I can say, and if I don't say it, she knows already that there's something going on. She's just waiting for me to tell her. So, and thank you for that, Carla. So,
Yeah, that's good coaching, is what that is. Knowing,
yeah,
being able to feel it.
yeah, it's just about getting yourself in the right spot, no matter what you're doing,
Yeah.
So,
So as now that you've brought up Carla as your coach, not just your host on Dry Facebook Live, I want to ask Carla, tell us a little bit about, how your relationship with Jim has been over these years.
Oh no, not that question. No.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Actually, I really no, actually Jim has been very good because there's a difference with somebody that wants to, you know, somebody that has trouble and they want to improve, they want to do things better, and you know, they they are working on doing that, and it makes a big difference as a coach when the client is working hard, even if they have a hard time at it. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Because if they really want to do it, they do it. And if they run into something and they have a problem with something, it's like, hey, help. And then we can work through those situations and get through it. You know what I mean? And it's different than somebody fighting you all the way. And you're like, just sit down and do it, just do it,
Yep.
um, and you actually as a client get more out of it if you want to do it, if you are thinking of your next step and your next year and your next 5 years and how to get there, because the coach has a lot of data but not necessarily can dump it all on you for in one day. And that
Right.
challenge of like, oh, what do I do with this? And if I want to, how come I'm not getting this? And how come I can't do this? Or what can I do differently? That also challenges the coach to help you and do a better job. And that's how Jim is, it's like, I'm not getting this, or this is not happening, or, you know. And
Yeah.
then we hash it out, and then he goes and tries it out, and you know and he does it. And
That's
that's
amazing.
what's made him successful. And that's what allows him to, do other things and spend time away from the shop, and also spend time working with the software, because he doesn't have to be sitting there watching every single thing that is happening in the shop.
And having to be putting out those fires.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly.
that's great. So you were talking about, you were advocating earlier, Jim, for like having your team trained. and doing workshops here with Drive and you doing workshops, is there a particular workshop that you felt like was the game changer for you, like when you were starting on the program?
Well, for me personally, it was well, I was back when it was management success. It's been a while. So you used to have the two seminars, you come down for a weekend for 2 days, and there was two of those, and it really just opened my eyes that there's a lot of answers there. It was just enough to realize that, yeah, there's more here to this than what I thought.
Mhm.
And, then the following courses that we would do, then, they had 3 and 4 day courses, which was in person and stuff. And, you just learned about all those areas they touched on in those 2 and 3 days workshops. The one thing that probably changed me the most, what I'd have to see, is it used to be called the Building Your Dream Team.
Still is.
It just kind of how to approach and handle employees and stuff like that, and that one made a huge difference in me. I really latched on to that one and made a big difference in
Yep.
dealing with my employees. And, my manager, he actually went to some of those courses when they were still alive, but now they do a lot of them online, and which is a lot easier. They actually, I think, like it a little better because they don't have to fly and they can stay home with their families and stuff, and do those trainings. So, I've had managers and service advisors go through those master workshops, and they do the action workshops, which are the shorter ones. I go through about every quarter, and I go through and schedule all them for all their training. And we have everybody in a week, they do some type of training. They're scheduled, whether they're a tech or not, they do some type of training. So all the techs have a scheduled hour that they do training, might be reviewing policies if they're a new employee and stuff like that. But there's always training going on. And the service advisors and managers, they have, 3, 4, 5 different courses they do every month. So, and I have them do them over again, refreshers, and there's different people in there because so many of the courses and the online courses have a lot of networking, and
Yep.
that brings the sources from other people. And it might be a little issue that we're having, that they get an idea that somebody says, hey, we do it this way. And, that kind of brings me to, I'm a top 20 member, and going to other shops every 6 months, we visit a shop as all the top 20 groups. And it's invaluable, the things that you bring back from doing that. And, I can't even explain the value of going and spending 2 to 3 days at somebody's shop. Not all 3 days are in the shop, but the things that you bring back and ways to improve and ideas. And maybe you even leave an idea for them that helps them because you write a little form at the end, your takeaways and some comments for the host shop. And, it's very, very valuable. It's that is networking, supersized. I mean,
And it's steroids on steroids.
Wonderful. That's
yeah.
right. That is really wonderful, man. Thank you for sharing that. Any final thoughts from anybody before we think about calling it a day?
I would just like to say, if we got some members on here that are thinking about that joining Drive, I would do it in a heartbeat. I mean, it will take you to the next level that you can't even fathom at this point. So for me, it's about helping other shops. And that's why I got involved in the SMS, because you see so many SMSs that are missing this, or it doesn't have this, and it doesn't have that. So we're just trying to bring all that into one system. And it's truly about helping other people succeed, and succeed when they're young. Don't wait till you're old like me to get into this. Jump in now.
Exactly.
But
Very nice. I couldn't.
that's not a down deal, because you got to be at the point where you're willing to make change in your life. and you want to do it. And, you know, it's no good to join if you don't want to do it. If you're going to
Yeah.
put the effort into it, join it and run with it. That's what I have to say.
And
Beautifully
challenge
stated.
your coaches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Challenge your coaches.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jim. That was really well stated. That's a great way to end the show. Looks like we're at the end now. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. And we'll see you again next Friday.